Welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. I will give you instructions for each of the 3 parts. We are conducting this exam in Kakinada. The time right now is 14 o'clock. What is your full name?
My given name is Preeti and my family name is Sharma. Please refer to me by my given name Preeti.
Preeti, may I see your identification?
Yeah, for sure. Here is my passport that I used at the time of registration. Please take a look at it.
Okay. For part 1, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. Where do you live?
I live in Andhra Pradesh, one of the most populated states of India, specifically in Kakinada, in a 2-bedroom apartment very close to the Bay of Bengal.
What is your favorite hobby?
I love dancing. I do it at least a few times each week with my friends.
Let's talk about candy. Do you like to eat candy?
Yes, of course. I must admit that I have a bit of a sweet tooth. I probably have like 1 candy a day.
Why do you think candy is popular?
Many people love candy because it is sweet and delicious. I mean, it is so addictive. It is relatively cheap and gives you a quick energy boost.
Is there a place you can buy candy near your home?
Yes, there are a couple of shops near my home where I can buy candy, as well as soft and hard candy. The closest one is just 2 blocks away from my home, and it has a whole aisle dedicated just for candies. When I have an urge for something sweet, I just quickly hop over and grab a candy bar.
What kinds of candies are popular in your country?
The ones that come to my mind, I mean the sweets that is seen in most parts around India, are Cadbury eclairs, Candyman, Pulse, Kiss Me, oh yeah, and also Mango Bites. Pretty much every shop has these and Indians love them because of its flavor and texture. I know I have eaten my share of these.
How have candies changed since your childhood?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. Let me think. I think candies have changed quite a bit, but some candies have been the same. Like Cadbury eclairs has existed as long as I can remember. But other candies, but there are new candies and flavors that's new to the market, and it didn't seem to be around when I was a young girl.
If you could make a candy, what would you create?
That's a great question. I'm not sure, but it would definitely be tasty. The first flavors that come to my mind are strawberry and mango, and it would be soft and chewy. I would probably name it Mango Berry Squish.
That is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, speaking confidently and fluently is key to get those high band scores. And you, like Preeti, must do this right from the start with the introductory questions and the general questions, in this case, talking about candy. Notice how Preeti answers all of the questions with good answers, explanations, and examples. To build this degree of confidence, practice is essential. And that's why we have partnered with Cambly, a world-class app that lets you connect with a native English-speaking tutor from the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. In fact, it is the only app in India that allows you to do this. And now, to really help you master English quickly, Cambly has generously given us this discount code to get 1 month of group classes for just 999 rupees. That's a 60% discount. Click this link in the video description below. These classes can be scheduled for whatever's convenient for you. Each class is 60 minutes and has just 3 students to maximize speaking and learning efficiency. You can meet peers from around the world, from countries like Turkey, Brazil, or Korea, and choose the topics that interest you. But wait, that's not all. You can try Cambly 15 minutes for just 9 rupees. And if you like it, which I'm sure you will, then use the discount code to get that 60% off on those group classes. I've tried Cambly and I have found it to be great for improving my Spanish. Download the app and begin practicing for IELTS success. Now, on to part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these. Think about your answers. You can take notes in this time if you wish. You have some note paper and your pencil there. And then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start and when to stop. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Talk about an item that you buy often. Please do not touch the question paper. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Preeti, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
So an item that I frequently buy is garam masala. It is a spice mixture that is very popular in India and is used for different dishes like chicken curry and biryani. I put it into a lot of food that I make and I make sure it is relatively fresh, so I buy it in small quantities from the nearby store. Different parts of India have their own version of garam masala. The one that I use is typical in my state and is referred to as Andhra garam masala. It contains cardamom, cinnamon, cumin and other spices. I'm a bit embarrassed to say that I buy the ready-made garam masala because I just don't have the time to make it from scratch with my studies and work, but my mom does and it is definitely the best. When I have time, I go to the spice market, which is about 30 minutes by local transit, and I purchase the garam masala from there because it simply has the best aroma and flavor. Whenever I am cooking, I make sure I have it right by my hand, so I put a pinch of it into just about every dish. In all honesty, I wouldn't change anything about garam masala because it is simply delicious. And for sure, I'd want to have it as fresh as my mom's homemade batch, but the spice market is really close as I could get to it. If garam masala is not available on the shelves, I would either simply make it from scratch or maybe import it from another state. Fortunately, that is not the case, and I'm sure I can continue to buy it monthly as I have done so far. When I have time, I go to the spice market, which is about 30 minutes by local transit, and I purchase garam masala from there because it has the best flavor and aroma. 100-gram carton of garam masala cost me about 120 rupees.
The long part, the cue card, is challenging for every IELTS candidate. And this is because people generally do not have 1 to 2 minute random presentations on specific topics. In this case, an item that you often purchase. So it's extremely important that you practice for part 2 at home. In fact, I recommend focusing at least 50% of your IELTS speaking preparation time on part 2 cue cards. When you do a good job on part 2, you will do great in part 3, and this will ensure that you get a high band score. Preeti has clearly done this. She has practiced for talking about objects. She clearly describes what garam masala is, where she gets it, why she uses it, how she uses it, and she gives a lot of detail. In this way, the IELTS examiner can give her a high band score for delivering a good narrative from start to finish. Now, on to part 3. That is the end of part 2. We will now continue with part 3. I will take back the questions. Please turn over the note paper, put it to the side, and put the pencil to the side as well. I will ask you a question related to your response and some questions connected to the topic of part 2. Do other people in your family also buy this item frequently?
Yes and no. As I said, my mom makes a fresh batch of garam masala, But my sister just doesn't have the time to because she's busy with her family, so she buys it from the grocery store too.
Let's talk about common consumer goods. What are some items that people buy commonly?
A lot of merchandise that people commonly buy are their basic necessities like food and clothing, as well as popular items like garam masala. Some technology like laptops and smartphones are also a very popular purchase.
Why are these items so popular?
These goods are hot sellers because they are either necessary for sustenance, we all need to eat, while other items like smartphones and laptops are required for social function, communication, and navigation, to just name a few.
How has international trade affected the items that people frequently buy?
Importing and exporting of goods across borders has transitioned the planet dramatically. We can now buy goods from different countries and continents far away, as well as sell our local produce to the world. India exports tons of spices each day globally.
Can you give some examples?
Yes, of course. Aside from India exporting goods, India also imports goods like technology from East Asia, cars from Japan, and phones from Taiwan.
In what ways has technology influenced people's shopping behaviors?
Modern tech has impacted consumerism dramatically. We all buy goods online through apps like Amazon now.
Has this been a positive change?
I think it has definitely been a positive change because people have more choices for better prices than ever before. I know I have saved a lot of money by purchasing goods like earbuds online.
Are there any goods that people frequently purchase which harm the consumer or society?
Oh yes, there are several socially irresponsible products on the market. Tobacco, cigarettes, and guns, to just name a few. These are all destructive to people's health.
What could people do to change this?
That's a tricky question, and that's the one that most societies struggle with. I think making people aware of the dangers of such products and imposing true cost tax are a couple of ways to dissuade the widespread distribution of such products.
Which items may no longer be available for people to purchase in coming decades?
That's a great question. Let me think. I think some plastic products like plastic straws will disappear from the world in the next 10, 20 to 30 years. I know that some nations, including India, have banned the use of single-use straws.
Will there be any popular goods in the future that are not commonly purchased nowadays?
Yes, for sure. Especially with technology. I think just like the popularity with smartphones and AirPods, there will be new gadgets that will become viral, like augmented reality glasses.
How might consumerism change over the next generation?
I'm not sure, but I hope that people will start to learn to consume lesser and be more minimalist. I'm not sure if the planet's natural resources will sustain longer with such high rates of consumerism.
That is the end of part 3. That concludes the speaking section of the exam. You will have your mark available online in 2 days after you finish the other sections, and your official certificate will be in the mail in 10 days. Goodbye. Don't forget your passport.
Sure. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Part 3 is literally a continuation of part 2 in conversation. The examiner says, for part 3, I will ask you questions connected to the topic of part 2 and a question related to your response. So don't be surprised when the examiner asks you a piece of information that is taken from what you have said in part 2. In this case, the examiner is asking Preeti if others in her family buy garam masala frequently. She's ready for this question and answers it with confidence, explaining that her mother, as she had mentioned, makes her own garam masala while her sister is too busy and purchases often just like her. Now, making these strong connections is the way to get these high band scores. So first, think about content. Just like Preeti, when the examiner asks her about international consumerism, Preeti makes the connection that India exports spices around the world while importing electronics from countries such as Japan and Korea. It's this type of conversational, detailed English that gets high scores for Part 3. For those of you aiming to get band 7, 8, and 9, this is what you must practice. And you can do this with regular, everyday speaking. Now, watch the interview again and notice how Preeti makes these connections using strong subordinating conjunctions and good ideas. Good luck the next time you sit your IELTS exam. To watch over 100 IELTS speaking interview examples with different topics, as well as original practice exams, a fully interactive course, and an app for your phone, visit and join our premium IELTS package at aehelp.com. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. Use the code SPICE9 for an additional 10% discount. Simply click the link in the video description below. We are an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, an IELTS test registration center, and I'm a certified British Council agent. Just listen to what one of our students has to say.
Hello everyone, my name is Piotr. I took my IELTS exam and here are my results. IEhelp video classes were a crucial part of my success. I want to say thank you to Adrian and the entire team of this project.
Join now and begin learning for success. Subscribe to our channel. Click over here. Watch another video. Click right up here. And click our IELTS Hero to join our premium package and get access to all of our videos, practice exams, and a fully interactive course.